welcome to my channel, Every Day with Jackie. Thanks for joining me in today's video. If you're new to my channel, thanks for stopping by. I hope you'll stay. And if you're returning, it's good to see you as always. As you can tell by the title, this episode is called Shop My Stash, Rehash. And what that means is we're going to be going over the current items in my Shop My Stash, and I'll be giving you some feedback about each and every product, and I also will show you looks using those products. So if you're interested in seeing Shop My Stash Rehash, then you'll have to keep watching. Okay, so as I mentioned in another video, I didn't want to do a Shop My Stash and say, I'm keeping this product, I'm getting rid of this product, or, oh, everything worked out, I'm not decluttering anything. I wanted to make my Shop My Stash a little bit more in-depth after I've used the products for 2 weeks, or I'll probably come in at the end of the month and do the Shop My Stash Rehash. So this is the first episode of this series, and we're just going to jump right in, and I'm going to tell you about the products that I used, and let's just get started. So the first thing that I do want to talk about is this for Solly. I did try the Rose Gold Elixir, and it's a 24 karat gold infused dry oil that adds hydration when used alone or mixed in makeup. So this is the one that I tried, and I absolutely loved it. I tried it because of one of the foundations that I was using was so dry on my skin that I just needed something else. I felt like the foundation was just sucking the life out of my skin. So when I went in with this 24 karat rose gold elixir, it added just the luminosity that I needed. It wasn't really like I had hydration, but it added a glow so the foundation didn't look so dry or like it was sucking the life out of me on my skin. I give it a thumbs up. And like I said, I think for Solly normally sells for $54, but the minis are $22. So I made it my mission to go and get this today. It is top notch as far as I'm concerned. I also use these two products right here. I mentioned that I was about finished with my L'Oreal Day Cream Moisturizer, so I wanted to start with this Revitalift. It does have sunscreen of SPF 25. So I did pick this up, and this is what I use on my face during the day. So the first 2 days that I used this around my eye area, oh, my eyes just ran and they just burned a little bit. And I remembered that I had a Oil of Olay product that did the same thing, and it had a high SPF level as well. And so now what I do is I'll use this, but I won't go in around my eyes with it. Instead, I'll use an eye cream. And that seems to be working out so much better. I don't have the stinging and my eyes just don't run now because I don't get up. I put my eye cream right around this area, and I put the L'Oreal all over the rest of my face. I just don't go near my eye area with this. So this so far is great. The L'Oreal Revitalift Night Cream. My other night cream was very luminous. I felt like it absorbed into the skin. It just left a little, just made my skin feel silky smooth, made it feel hydrated. And this product, and you guys know how I feel about this, this product goes on a little stiff, just like my Sunday Riley. It's not as bad as that though, but it's just not as creamy, but I'm going to use this all up to see if it gets better or if I see that it's doing anything for my skin. And if not, I'll probably move up the ladder because they have another one that I want to try, or I'll go back to my previous L'Oreal. But so far, I like this a lot. This, yeah. Okay, I also use my Morphe setting mist because I finished with my MAC Prep and Prime. So I was using my Morphe, and so this is what this looks like. And I just love, I say it in every video, I love the packaging, and I just everybody knows, well, maybe not everybody, but a lot of you already know Morphe has a good setting spray. If I feel I'm just too powdery, although it didn't work with the other foundation I'll be talking about, but I can just spray this on there and it just makes the powders and everything absorb into the skin. So this was definitely a keeper for me as well. Next up, we used our L'Oreal True Match powder, and I've had this forever, and I have really enjoyed using this. I have this on my skin today, no foundation on, it's just this powder, and it is a full coverage powder in my opinion that you don't even need to go in with foundation. It does have a tint to it, and so, you know, on those days where I don't feel like doing foundation, I can just put this powder on and I have enough coverage. As you can see, I didn't just hit pan. I had already hit pan and put it away and forgot about it. But this used to be a well-loved product, and now I remember why I liked it so much. And the compact just comes with the mirror as well. So this L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Powder is definitely a keeper as well. And I'll be reaching for that a little bit more now that I've rediscovered it. I also used my Hoola Toasted by Benefit, and I use this as a bronzer, and that's the little bronzer that I have on my cheeks and my forehead around this area, and I did put a little bit around my chin area. And a lot of people think that this is just too deep for their skin, but it's perfect for me. I use it and I love it. So this is a perfect bronzer for my skin tone. And so I love using this. That's a keeper in my book as well. I also rediscovered my ColourPop. And this is in the shade Avalon. And I had totally forgot about this, so I did enjoy using it. I think I may have swatched it in the other video, but I don't mind swatching it again. This is what the highlighter looks like. And I think you still can pick it up on the ColourPop site, and they are having a sale site-wide. I believe it's 25% off if you're interested in picking anything up. So I will get my hands on this if you're shopping. And always a fave of mine is the Too Faced Peach Perfect. I have both of them. I have the translucent, and this one is in the translucent caramelized peach. So this is what it looks like. I don't know if I can show you the color without dumping any out. But this is just such a nice powder on your face. And it is translucent. It may have just a little hint of color, but it's still lightweight, and it is good for setting my foundation on the days that I do wear it. I love this a lot, and it is a keeper as well. And what else I have here, what's been in my Shop My Stash for several weeks, are these Milani eye pencils. I do have on my face today the Semi-Sweet, and this is just a brown shade. And I think I've shown you guys these before, but I will swatch. This one is the brown. And again, it's called Semi-Sweet, and they do come with, which I always pull apart, they do come with smudge brushes on the ends. And here's the smudger right here. And the next shade is called Picante. Let me swatch that for you. This is a really pretty shade. This is called Picante. And my last one is called Duchess, 03 Duchess, which I wish this is supposed to be like a purple shade. I wish it was more purple on the skin. I mean, it does look like it when you swatch it, but on the eye, it doesn't really. And this is called Duchess. So I do love these color eyeliners, and they're by Milani, and I love it. One thing I put in my Shop My Stash that I haven't used too much, I used it a few times, is this BH Studio Pro. It's a total coverage concealer and a corrector. I didn't use it that much. I used it a few times, but I do on the days where I feel like I just want more coverage, especially with my hyperpigmentation areas. I do want to use something to cover that up, or with the darkness under my eyes. So I didn't use it that much, but I still want to. And as I told you, it is very orange. It's definitely a corrector, and you have to really blend it out to make sure it doesn't show under your foundation. But this was a rediscovery because I had forgotten about these until last month, I believe. So I am going to try to reach for this a little bit more, but I think I have 2 of these, but they're definitely not going anywhere. And I have my Caudalie, and this is a eye cream. And this is what I've been using in conjunction with my Revitalift. So I'll put this underneath my eye to keep me from having to put the L'Oreal up underneath my eye. So this gives me a little bit of hydration and moisture underneath my eye area. And I've really been reaching for my eye cream because I have to have something under there. And so this has been getting a lot of use. Haven't seen any of the benefits yet, but we'll keep using it and see what happens by the time we run out. I have my Laura Mercier, and this is the Flawless Fusion, and it's the Ultra Longwear Concealer, and I am in the shade N9, N meaning neutral. And you guys know I use this a lot. This is one of my favorite concealers because I feel like it's not so drying under the skin. I do not like a dry concealer underneath my eyes. So this is what N9 looks like. And I love this concealer. Definitely would repurchase it. Okay, I have my NARS Radiant Concealer. Now, oddly enough, I didn't use this that much. I used it a couple of times. As a matter of fact, I used it this morning underneath my eyes. Like I said, I didn't use any foundation, but I did go in with a little concealer and setting powder. Even if I don't use concealer. So I will still conceal my under eyes. Even if I don't use foundation, I will still use concealer underneath my under eyes and set them. So I didn't reach for this product by NARS that much, but I do like it. And this is what the shade looks like in NARS. In this, I am in the shade Amande. And this is what this concealer looks like. And this is what the Laura Mercier concealer looks like. So you see, this is more, well, as it's drying down, I was going to say it's a little bit more on the lighter side than my Laura Mercier, just a tad. But I do like, both of these are kind of like hydrating concealers. So that's why I have these two, because like I said, I don't like anything drying under my under eyes. So I do like those 2 products. And this was a rediscovery for me. I used the Ofra banana powder. When I first got this powder, when I first received it, I did not like it. I used it, but I'm thinking now that the reason I wasn't a fan of it is because of the concealer I had at the time. It's really not that bright under the eyes, but when you swatch it, it looks like it's really bright. I was afraid when I first swatched it. That's it right there. But as you can see, it blends right in. So just gives you a little brightness underneath your eyes. So I'm glad that I rediscovered this as well, and I want to start incorporating that product in my Shop My Stash as well. And as usual, which will stay in my Shop My Stash, I have my MAC Pro Longwear Paint Pot in the shade Painterly. And this is what Painterly looks like. I can't wait to go through it. I will pick it up again, but I will get a different shade. The only reason I have Painterly instead of something a little darker is because they were having a sale and all the paint pots were like gone. And so this is like the only one almost that they had left, and this was my first time trying it, so I went ahead and picked this up, which, you know, if I have to get the shade again, it's no big deal because I'm used to it and I do like it, but I want to try something a little bit more closer to my skin tone. Picked this up in my Allure Beauty box, and there were a few days that I went without even putting moisturizer on without putting moisturizer on my skin, and it's because I hadn't picked this up yet, and so I went ahead and just used this because this is just like a moisturizer. I mentioned in another video, I can't attest to the claims per se because I just feel like it's a good moisturizer. I'm not saying that it's not keeping my skin matte. I have this on today. I'm not saying that it's not keeping my skin matte, keeping my oils from breaking through. I'm not saying any of that, but because the weather is not absolutely hot outside, I can't really say. I don't think it's really minimizing my pores. I'm interested in testing this out when the weather starts warming up. Although today we are in the 70s again. So, I mean, it's worn pretty well on my skin thus far. And I do want to keep using it. So I guess that says something. I also have my Cover FX. Now, this is what I use to minimize my pores or to blur out my pores. And you guys know how much I love this. When I didn't have this in my Shop My Stash, I just was like, oh, I'll be glad when I get it back in. So I look forward to having it in for the last 2 weeks of this month. I was happy to have it back. So this does a great job at blurring my pore area, which is around my cheek. I put it around my nose. I put it on my chin. And then I put it just up here where these lines are. So this does a good job with blurring my pores. So I will use my primer, and then I'll go in with this pore blur in the Cover FX, and it's just a great combination. No matter which foundation or which primer I use, this always helps to blur my pores. And I do have a mascara, and this is the Colossal by Maybelline, and I didn't even touch this. I thought I would run through this, so I had my other mascara, but I didn't even touch this. So I can't speak on that, but I have used it before, and of course I like it. I have repurchased it, so that's my review on that. Now let's talk about some of my foundations. I do have my Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup, and this is my foundation. And in this, I am in the shade 6-in-1 Mocha. And I have been enjoying wearing this. Now you will see a clip above with me using this foundation in a Get Ready With Me. And you can see on my face how nicely it looks, how it just goes on evenly, how there's good coverage with this foundation. It didn't look splotchy or cakey on my face. So this foundation I do enjoy using, and I'm glad that I revisited it, and because I was holding out to the colder months, so I'm glad I had a chance to revisit it and use it because I really hadn't gotten much use out of it previously. But I do enjoy this. It's a great shade match, and I am looking forward to using this more. This is what it is on my skin or on my finger. And here it is right here. And like I said, it is just a great shade match. It just blends right into the skin. You can hardly see it. So like I said, this is a long wearing foundation. I think it's pretty full coverage for me because like I said, you know, I don't like to go in heavy with foundation. So I'm light-handed anyway, so I don't have any complaints about that foundation. Here's my Fenty Beauty. Now I did use this, but I didn't do a look with this foundation. So I will have a clip. I'll try to have a clip of me using it on Christmas Day, or I'll have a iCard where you can see me using this foundation, but you guys have probably seen me use it several times because I do like this foundation, especially in this weather. Not this weather today because it is rather hot or rather warm, but you guys have seen me use this a lot of times on my channel, so I am still loving it. I am in the shade 420 in the Fenty it's a Fenty Pro Filt'r Hydrating Longwear Foundation. And again, I like it. I'm in the shade 420 in this. And this works great for me during this time of the year. I probably will not reach for it too much when the weather starts getting warmer. Or I may, I don't know. The jury's still out because when I did the review on it, I was very oily with this foundation in the warmer months. So we'll have to see. Maybe I'll try different primers with it. The primer that I do have, the first primer that Fenty Beauty came out with, wore the best with this foundation in the warmer months. So we'll see. We'll revisit it then. And here is my Juvia's Place foundation. I will say I'm in the shade Burkina 310, but I did a video, the final sale at Ulta, and also the natural hair video where I had this foundation on. And I think it was the natural hair video where it just looked like I had a mask on. So I was saying in another video that this was not my match. But then when I wore this foundation with my Filt'r, the rose gold, it looked great on my skin. I don't know if it had anything to do with the hydration or the luminosity of the Filt'r, but you guys saw, because somebody, I think it was Miss Julia, that commented that my skin looked nice and it had just a nice glow to it. So they played well together. So whenever I reach for this, I will be using it with the Filt'r 24 karat gold elixir. I definitely will. This is what the shade, if you haven't seen the video, this is what the shade looks like. And when I say a little bit of do ya, a little bit of do ya, this is what the shade looks like. This is in the shade Burkina. And this is what it looks like on my skin. And this is thick. This is a thick foundation, but it does have a pretty finish. Look at that. It is just a thick foundation. Full coverage. So here it is right here. It's full coverage, guys. Look at that. So that's my take on this. Like I said, I'll definitely, when I use it, I will be using it with the Filt'r for sure. And I have my Too Faced Hangover Primer. This is a replenishing face primer. And I think I reached for this only a few times, but I have used it in other videos. So I do like this. I think I may have worn this with my Estee Lauder before. But, and did I try it? Not in a video. I think I may have tried it. I can't remember if I tried it with my Juvia's Place or not, but this is a primer that I do enjoy wearing, and it adds just a little hydration to the skin if you're looking really dry or matte. So I like this, but it didn't work out well with the Juvia's Place, but I have worn it alone, and this is a nice primer. Let's see if I can get some to come out. Yes, here's a little dab. And this is, it comes out white on the skin and it just absorbs very quickly. And you can see it has just a small little glow to it before it settles into the skin. And next we're going to talk about what I use. I use my Colored Rain Times Power, and I did enjoy using this. This is a recent purchase for me, so I'm glad that I was able to put it in my Shop My Stash. So again, it's called My Day One by Colored Rain Times Power. It does come with a mirror And here is the blush and the highlighter. So let's see if I can swatch this. This is a beautiful blush. So this is what the blush looks like. And I will swatch the highlighter. The highlighter is very silky. And there's the highlighter. Very pretty. So again, I have been using this and enjoying it. So it's definitely a keeper in my book. I just wiped off all of these swatches, and these Milani pencils, they last a long time. So you don't have to worry about them bleeding or running or coming off or fading. You have to scrub them off. And that can be a good thing. Okay, so let's see what else we have here. I also use my Pure Sculptor palette, and you guys already know this is a fave. Comes with a mirror. And I did start mixing this shade, which is almost done, and this one, because I'm trying to get more use out of this one. And didn't use either one of these highlighters, but I started mixing these together to kind of make the highlight not look so, not the highlight, but the contour not look so harsh. So this is, like I said, this is a fave. I enjoy using it, and I definitely would repurchase this again. And the only thing that we have left to rehash are the eye palettes. So this is my Huda Beauty Nude palette in the shade Rich. And I was so glad that I got to use this again in my Shop My Stash. I do have a clip listed above of me using this palette. I used it in my holiday look. I had it on my eyes in the Ulta final week video, as well as the natural hair video. If I can't link the clip, I will have the eye card. But I was so upset that, did I tell you it had a mirror? It has a mirror. I was so upset that I hadn't tried this earlier, because I have really been enjoying this palette. So I'm going to do a few swatches for you. I'm going to swatch this shade. I'm going to swatch this one down here. And let me swatch one of these glitter shades. It's right here. So as I said, I love this palette, and I was so upset that I hadn't picked it up sooner. But I have been enjoying it and loving it ever since I did. Next up, let's talk about this baby. And this is my Viseart palette. This is the Dark Edit palette. And I have some looks up above with me using this palette. Really, again, I was upset that I hadn't picked this up sooner, because I absolutely love it. I haven't always done bright looks like the one here, but I've done a little softer looks. But I'm telling you, I love this palette. And I told you one of the shades came cracked, and it looks like it's just going everywhere. But this is what the palette looks like. The green shade is the one that was cracked. This palette does have a mirror as well, and the shades in this palette are removable. These pans are magnetized, so you can remove them, or if you have another Viseart palette that has these same shades, you can pop them out and mix and match to create your perfect palette, especially if you're traveling or going somewhere and you know you won't be using tones like these right here. You might want to pop those out and put something else in that's more of a transition shade for you. But this beauty right here, I absolutely love. I just did swatches of this on my video that I just filmed with me using this, but I'll show you a few more. Here is the navy blue swatch. And this purple. And let's go for this orange. Look at these swatches. And I'm going to go for one of these glitter shades. Let's go for, well, we haven't tried this gold. Let's go for that one. Oh, it feels so creamy. So these are the swatches from this Filt'r palette. And I mean, I have nothing but good things to say about it. The shades are pigmented. They blend out very well. They're not chalky. I just enjoyed this palette so much. And again, I'll have some looks linked above. And I was sorry I didn't use it earlier. I was a little intimidated by the palette, to be honest, because it's very colorful. And when my subscriber, Laura, asked me to use it, she said she didn't want to see a neutral look. She wanted to see something else. And I was like, oh, Lord. But I'm so glad that she did request that, because it, you know, got me out of my comfort zone and made me try to create something that's a little bit more vibrant and colorful. And I really enjoyed the look and using that palette. So again, that's by Filt'r. So I definitely would recommend that. My next palette is my Morphe 9J, Just a Crush palette. And many of us are already familiar with Morphe. So this palette was, I believe, $12.99. Does come with a mirror. And this is what the shades look like. Very pretty shades. This is a pink and plum tone palette. And again, this one, for it being $12.99, it is a good quality palette. Again, the shades are not chalky. They don't skip. They blend out really well. They're pigmented. And again, no complaints about this palette either. I just happened to run across it on the Morphe site, and I was like, let me try it out. But it had been in my shopping cart forever. I would put it in, and then when I got ready to check out, I was like, oh, I spent too much, and I would take this palette out. Then the next time I put it in and take it out. So I'm glad that I finally pulled the trigger on this palette, and I am enjoying it. So I'll do a few swatches of this. We're going to go in with this shade right here. Oh, so pretty. And let's try, I don't want to do all pink. Let's try this one right here. This one right here. And we'll go in with this shade right here. These are just gorgeous shades. And they all swatched well. And again, I would recommend this palette as well. And I will leave the look that I created using this palette up above. And my last palette that I used, let me wipe these swatches off, was my Juvia's Place. And this palette is an oldie but a goodie. I don't know that I really like these wipes. They look like they are not sturdy, but they were only $2, $2.50. But yes, they do leave a little residue behind. Residue as in like remnants of the cloth. So I'm not too sure how I feel about those. But this is the Nubian palette that I used. And again, the look that I created with this palette is up above. And does not come with a mirror, but this is what the shades look like. Now, I used to hear a lot about this palette on YouTube, and I said, okay, you know, people were like, oh, I use this palette as an everyday look for work or whatever. And so I said, okay, well, I'll try it. And when I got it, I was like, I don't like that. So when I finally started using it, I created a rather nice look with it. I was like, oh, okay. And the more I used it, the more I liked it. But initially, I was just looking at it like, I should get that look with this, you know? So I really didn't like it. but now it is one of my faves. As you can see, I don't know what this stuff is on it. My palettes get so dirty. But as you can see, you can start seeing some of the shades already have dents in them. So I've used it a lot, but I will go ahead and swatch a few shades for you. So we'll go in with this one. This is one of my favorite shades. This one right here is another one. And this was this one, yes, this one right here is another. So if you don't have your hands on this Nubian palette, don't be fooled. This palette swatches very well. And as you can see from the eye look that I created, you can do something soft, or you can amp it up to do something vibrant. But I wouldn't sleep on it because it's nice. You can do something more with a punch of color, especially using these. I didn't swatch this one. Let me swatch with this hand because it's not wet. Oh, this is so pretty. And I don't even think I've used this one that much. And that was this shade right here. So you can punch up your look or do something neutral for everyday look or soft glam look. So don't sleep on this palette. This has a lot of pigment, and you know Juvia's place is always having a sale, so you can get it at a discounted price. But I do like the palette, and I did enjoy using it, and especially with that being the trend now. People are creating more of soft glam looks. So this Juvia's Place palette will definitely give you that. So if I were you, I would, if you don't already have it, I know a lot of you collect all of Juvia's Place's palettes. So if you don't have this one because you thought it might look a little subdued or a little boring, think again. You should go ahead and get your hands on this because I like it so much. And it looks like that is it. My Shop My Stash container is empty. And we had no duds in anything. And let me tell you why I do the Shop My Stash rehash. Just because I don't want to just talk about the products that I've used. I want you to see them in action. And so by the time this video goes up, which hopefully will be Wednesday, all the looks that I've done with the palettes may not all be up yet, but I'll try to take clips from those videos. But you'll see the entire look probably throughout the week or throughout next week, but at least you'll get an idea of how the palettes and the foundation and stuff wore on me. So I just don't want to say, oh, I like it, I didn't like it, oh, it was okay, or it's not okay. You can just see for yourself what the eye looked like, what the foundation looked like. So that's why it's called Shop My Stash Rehash. You want to talk about the items that we use instead of just saying, I liked it, I didn't like it. Oh yeah, it's a keeper, or oh, it didn't perform well, and then move on. So now you can kind of see the products in action. And also I forgot to mention my Drunk Elephant Night and Bright. So this is what this container looks like. And I have been enjoying this a lot. It's supposed to be like a resurfacing for your skin. It's good for skin that has texture. And I remember using it one night and I was rubbing it in and I got a little stinging with it. And so, I don't know, I was just like, oh, it's working, you know, but I don't really know. But if nothing else, I do like the glow and making it feel like it's doing something to my skin. It's good at night. I just let it seep into my skin when I wear it. And, you know, my face just looks and feels smooth. I don't know if my skin is actually resurfacing itself. I still feel like I do have texture, but I haven't dedicated myself to this product and this product only as far as using it every day. So what can you say when you don't follow the directions? But I am trying to get good use out of it now that it's been in my Shop My Stash. And these little bottles, you would think you would use them up quickly, but these go a long way because I've had this, but like I said, I haven't really dedicated myself to using them as much as I did during my Shop My Stash. And so this will probably go in my next Shop My Stash. I'm not sure yet, but so this Shop My Stash Rehash is going up hopefully on Wednesday. But I will continue to use these products until the end of the month. And hopefully on Saturday, February the 1st, I believe. Hopefully I will have my next video on my Shop My Stash items for the month of February. And I almost forgot to talk about the items in my purse that were in my Shop My Stash. I do have this powder, and I got this powder from BH Cosmetics. And this is a powder that I just wanted to carry along in my purse. So technically it is part of my Shop My Stash, but again, I just wanted to have it in my purse in case I needed to powder my nose. I'll have to leave the shade down below because it has rubbed off the back, but it does come with a mirror. Comes with a powder puff and a mirror. And this is what it looks like. And again, this is just something to have in my purse for on the go if I needed to touch up my nose area or take away some of the shine. So I had this in my purse. And I have this Brow Gal eyebrow pencil, but I didn't use the eyebrow pencil. I just used the spoolie. So that's why I keep that in my purse. It's a good spoolie. I have my Rimmel London eyebrow pencil. And you guys know I use this all the time. It's one of my favorite eyebrow pencils. And I have the top. The only thing I don't like about it is like the tops don't really fit the pencil. Like if you push the top all the way down, that's why I have it held on with tape. But if you push the top all the way down, it butts up against the pencil. So I always leave a little gap. And that's the only thing. I just don't like the packaging, I guess you could say. But this is in the shade, this is another one that I have for emergency. This is in dark brown, but I didn't use that one. I used the one in the shade, this one. And it's taped as well. And this one is in the shade black brown. And it's just a great eyebrow pencil for me. I just love it. But I tape it up to, the packaging sucks. But this is dark brown, if you just wanted to see what this one looked like in comparison. It's this one right here, but I use black brown. And I also use this Wander Beauty Mile High Club Volume and Length Mascara. Can't hardly see that. This is what it looks like. And this is the wand. And I just love this mascara. I have it on my eyes today. This eye over here is getting one of those little tags on it. I don't know if it's just been abused by me trying to put on eyelashes, but it's getting one of those skin tags, and we're gonna do something about that. But oh, and this eye also, I feel like it has still some remnants of glue from when I tried to put my lashes on. So like this one was a struggle eye today trying to get mascara on, but this is becoming one of my favorite mascaras by Wander Beauty. I think I kept my Brow Wow, which I didn't really use, by e.l.f. I used it today though, but I didn't really use this too much. I didn't care. I just didn't use it that much. And also I use my Maybelline, this little piece of it, but I also use a little Nothing, I keep saying it's a little Nothing eyeliner. I have so much stuff in this doggone purse. We're gonna have to do a video on what's in my purse. This is a little Nothing. Now this is the same spoolie, which I hate the spoolie too, on my eyebrow pencil, but it's the same lid and everything. But when I put it on this little Nothing eyebrow pencil, it fits perfectly fine. It just doesn't on the eyebrow pencil. But this lid, this point on this eyebrow pencil broke off, and it got all in my little makeup bag. So that's why my products look very clean today, because I had to clean everything up. But I just love this. This is the shade of the eyebrow pencil that of the eyeliner that I use. And that's about it. I just keep a lot of different lipsticks in here, depending on what I wear that day. I'll throw it in my purse, and I'll always forget to take them back out and put them up. So, and here's my little powder puff to use with my powder. I just dab if I think my face is getting oily. I'll just blot and go on about my life. So that's all. I just always forget to make mention of the products that I have in my makeup bag that I carry with me, because I'm always rushing out the door to get to work, so I always have to fill my eyebrows in at school. I'll have to put my mascara on at school, and typically, which isn't really in my Shop My Stash, but I try to carry, I used to have a third one, but I also try to carry two eyeshadow brushes, and these are by Milani, because my mirror in the bathroom tells me one thing, but when I get to school under those fluorescent lights, they tell me something else. So sometimes I'll look in the mirror at school and I'll be like, oh my God, and I'll start blending out some eyeshadow or something. So now I try to carry makeup brushes in there too, in case I need to correct some areas. So those are all the products that I have in my purse that I always forget to tell you guys about. So that completes the video. If you like these types of video, or if you like this video, Shop My Stash Rehash, please leave me a comment below. This is the first time that I've done the rehash, and if you don't like it, let me know that as well. I can go back to the old format, because trust me, the old format is so much more easier, but I wanted to be a little bit more informative with the rehash and show you the products in use instead of just saying I'm keeping this or tossing that. So let me know below if you like this type of format or not. And again, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and ring the bell so you'll know each and every time that I upload a video. And share the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. And remember, you guys are always welcomed and wanted here on my channel. And until the next time, I'll see you real soon. Bye.